Good evening. In recent years, the NBIC has honored visible icons for inclusion who have used their platform to ensure our issues and our communities are seen and heard. From Olympic athletes to talented entertainers to media icons, the NBIC Visibility Award has gone to someone who takes pride in doing one of the hardest tasks of all, living their truth and inspiring more of us to do the same. And tonight's honoree does that every single day. But before we introduce this incredible trans hero, I want to personally acknowledge the great work Sabrina and her co-chair Ashley Brundage and the entire NGLCC Trans Task Force has done to increase trans-owned business certification over 400% in less than 1 year. This is just one example of how the conscientious engagement of a community in collaboration with great partners like all of you in the NBIC can bring so much positive change and visibility that benefits all of us.
Schuyler Bailar is the first openly transgender athlete to compete in any sport on an NCAA Division I men's team. By 15, he was one of the nation's top 20 15-year-old breaststroke swimmers. By 17, he set a national age group record. Now, Schuyler swims for Harvard University. His difficult choice to transition genders while potentially giving up the prospect of being an NCAA champion was historic and timely. His story has appeared everywhere from the Washington Post to 60 Minutes and The Ellen Show. In fact, MTV selected the Washington Post coverage of Schuyler for its 2015 Best Moments for the Trans Community. Let's take a look at his amazing journey.
I'm transgender, and I just know that I really want to swim.
So, big difference.
Yeah. I was ecstatic, and it was as much glory as I ever would have gotten in first place, probably more because I was myself.
Every single time that I had not thought that I could get through a practice, but I tried anyways, it was every single time I decided to take one more stroke.
My history as a trans person is so rich and so important to me, I think that I never want to forget it. Being me is being trans.
Please join us in honoring the first of tonight's Visibility Award winners, Schuyler Bailar.
I have to say, this is a lot better than going to the library and studying tonight. I am absolutely thrilled to be here. Thank you so much to Sabrina for introducing me. Yeah, when I came out as transgender about 5 years ago, I thought that was going to keep me from doing everything that I love in this world, most specifically swimming, as you saw in those videos. But it didn't. I'm a senior at Harvard now. In a month, I'm going to be graduating. I competed for 4 years on a Division I men's program. I only got last twice. And I had a really amazing time, and most importantly, I'm happy. And I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think that was possible, but it was, and I'm living proof of that. And as I think about moving away from college, away from sport, I think about adulting is what I call it, but what you all presumably are doing. I think about the business world. I think about entering the business world, and I feel a similar sort of trepidation, wondering if my identity as a trans person, as an LGBTQ person in this world is going to hold me back. But businesses and organizations like NBIC and GLCC prove that it won't. That being a trans person in this world is not going to hold me back from my dreams in the business world, in sport, and anywhere. And that is life-saving. And it's not just empowering those entrepreneurs, the queer businesses, and encouraging other businesses that aren't queer to be inclusive and LGBTQ friendly, but it's bigger than that. It's widening the market. It's creating a space in public for trans people, for LGBTQ people to exist, and that is so important. That is life-saving. When I see products on the shelves or in storefronts that are inclusive of LGBTQ people, that makes me feel like I'm allowed to exist. And in this day and age, especially with this administration, that is really saving lives. I also want to add, though, as I'm here to receive the Visibility Award, or one of the Visibility Awards, that visibility itself is a privilege. The fact that I'm able to be visible, to be open about who I am, that is a privilege. And to me, it's sad that it has to be a privilege. I am so hoping for the day when it's not. When being out, when being visible, when proclaiming who you are in the world is not a privilege, but something that's a given. And beyond that, right now, it's not only just a privilege to be out, it's also dangerous in a lot of places. Just another week ago, another black trans woman was murdered. That is not okay. And we need to work towards a world in which that's not happening. So when I'm here standing and receiving this Visibility Award, my thought is more that it should not be courageous for me to be who I am. I should just be who I am. So I'm hoping for a day when that is not the case. And NGLCC and NBIC and places like this, spaces like this, you are what gives me hope that one day that will be true. Thank you.